Hello, sports world. This is Nancy Johnson, a lone wolf sports sidekick. I'm covering the Duke game today for tomorrow. It's actually the 30th of March, one of our last days of the month. Thank God. We're down to our final four after this game. So, what I'm going to do is cover Duke, give them a little insight as to what they need to do. They play against Michigan State tomorrow. The game starts at 2:39 Pacific time. I'm going to give you a little insight as to what's going to happen. Basically, there's going to be a lot of lead changes in this game. It's going to be a really close nail biter game like the other ones have been. We're going to start off. So, Coach K, his lucky time is 2:30 to 3:30. So, the shift change is going to happen as far as the lead. It's going to happen on and off throughout that time. Um, he's going to have a cool little lineup, but I'm going to give you a little insight to his players and what they need to do in order to maintain for this game, in order to make it to the Final Four. So the first ones we have are Bolden, which he's supposed to be injured, and DeLauer. So what I would suggest for those two is that offensively, before the game, 6 to 7 is lucky for them that evening. So that's a really good indication that they're going to win. Uh, they have to wear deep red. I would apply it somewhere or use this video because YouTube is a deep red to get some insight as to what they need to do. Just go over and over on, the stipulations of that game. But with them, they'll be very positive. They'll be experiencing, they're very optimistic to move forward with their plans tomorrow. So DeLauer and Bolden, what I could suggest is they make the most of the opportunity to push their plans forward. They might get overly emotional, so I would suggest that they don't reach tomorrow. They can definitely get into foul trouble tomorrow. They have to use their skills. I would keep myself totally isolated. All I would do is provide screens if I were those two, and they would have to weather the storm. They're good at, talking and communicating tomorrow. Their mind is very open, so that's very good. So, you know, they're good for passing on or on assists as far as shooting the ball. I wouldn't shoot the ball. I would just do assist and provide screens. They're good at that. So if they do shoot the ball, they have to absolutely be patient tomorrow. They really can't just shoot on a whim because it's not going to work out for them. So they have to make sure they keep themselves isolated. Don't reach on the players. I would catch them in transition if I was them. I wouldn't necessarily reach or grab for the ball because that's what legitimately will get them in the most trouble tomorrow. They gonna score high long as they keep it at the rim. I wouldn't shoot too deep. I would keep it mid range to layups or even just going straight to the rim. I wouldn't even shoot threes because they have to be patient with their shots, and it's gonna be really, really hard for them to shoot deep. They have high energy tomorrow. What I would suggest is they would eat a healthy diet because anything that they put in their system that's not cool is going to mess their stomach up. And during the game, they might have a injury towards the stomach region. So I would be definitely careful with that. Let's see. With Jones and Besser, if they were to play, Jones most likely would play. I would avoid red at all costs. Probably this video. I need them to keep their minds focused. They're good during 2 to 3:30 to handle any business. So I will put them definitely in a 5 between 2 and 3:30. That's the time that they need to go out. So they got an hour of game time. I would suggest for them to play. They're motivated to get ahead by any means necessary. They're very smart. Their output is great. They have confidence to do stuff. A lot of obstacles will arise, but they'll sail through that pretty good. Long as they do everything one by one. I would take everything as it comes. I would do it one by one, deal with all my issues. They're drawn towards holistic things. So, it's very effortless for them to win tomorrow. Excuse the noise. That's Lanky building security cameras. But I would tackle everything one by one. They're very lucky today. They're good at assists tomorrow. They're great with assists. Long as they keep the ball isolated, They are accident prone with the ball, so they could turn the ball over very easy. I wouldn't even have them on the sidelines to get the ball. I wouldn't even let them do last touches tomorrow. I would absolutely keep them centered and do an assist in the middle of the court or around the court, but nothing on the sidelines because they have a potential of turning the ball over tomorrow. They also go into the rim. They have to be very careful because they have injuries like towards the head and joint muscles. So they could potentially fall trying to do a layup or trying to do a straight drive to the rim. So that might be a big issue tomorrow for them. So my best thing to do is keep them isolated. I provide them large screens, and I wouldn't have, if there's op at the rim, their best bet is to draw a foul as opposed to just trying to go in for the drive. I would just go ahead and draw the foul so I can get to the line and be safer. So that's what I would probably do. As far as, let's see, Goldwire, Barrett, and O'Connell. So their lucky time is 3:45 to 4:45. So I would definitely play them in this game. It's going to be really hard for them tomorrow, though. It's going to be hard to stay focused and not move so much or be restless. They'll be bad at shooting. So what I would suggest is they just cover the rim. I would just cover the rim. I definitely wouldn't reach. I would take my time and practice when I got up. That's what I'm going to have to do tomorrow, too, is get up, and I would have to practice moving very slow, dealing with things one by one. You would have to just focus. It's going to be hard to shoot. There are no threes for this group tomorrow. Goldwire, Barrett, and O'Connell, you absolutely can't shoot any threes tomorrow. It's terrible. So it's going to be you're going to be very anxious with the ball. So if you can learn how to channel that, stop, breathe, and focus, and just mainly get to the line, you'll do absolutely wonderful. What I'd say is, it's hard to be attentive tomorrow. So what I do is just provide the screens. I keep my job just as minimum as possible. Like Coach K, he'll be running the show tomorrow. I'll be back up, but that's the best that I can do because it's hard to stay focused for us tomorrow. You're going to be really tired, so just keep your role very minimum. I would just stay at the rim or provide layups, but the laziest thing you can do, to be honest, is to draw that foul and get to the line. That way you can take your sweet time to shoot. You can lock in, you can focus. Just get to the line by drawing fouls. You'll do fine. Just learn how to breathe, focus, shoot before you go in. I wouldn't even strain myself. You're going to have to do yoga. You're going to have to stretch really good even before the game. I will wake up stretching really because you could pull a muscle or potentially hurt yourself at this game. So you have to be very cautious. So if you can, just have somebody provide screens before you make your moves because you have a potential of getting injured tomorrow, just like Jones and Besser. So I would keep it cautious. If you cover each other, that shouldn't be a problem. I wouldn't provide any matchups. If Goldwire, Barrett, or O'Connell, your best bet is not to match up with Winston at Hearns, Brown, or Holberg. That's the best bet because those are the ones who will try to get you tomorrow. You have to watch your back, okay? Zion. Let's see. Zion actually does really good tomorrow. The opposing team, Michigan State, is actually green, so that's his lucky color. So 130 to 230, he's very lucky. He just got to learn how to be flexible and work with everybody. He's going to get irritated with the rest of the team because of the plays or, the delays in the plays or the last touches, but he has to learn how to be flexible. He's going to deal with some teammates that are dealing with some difficulties, but he has not to get irritated. He has to learn how to lend support and kind of slow down and catch up with the rest of the team because not everybody's going to be on the same page. If he can channel his frustrations correctly, this game won't be as hard as you think it is. It's fun to mix business and pleasure for him tomorrow. But he got to keep his eyes open for the ball because they will be lobbing to him. So tomorrow I definitely need Duke to have open communication. I need them to stay communicating. I need them to stay grounded and stay centered. It's going to be hard, so they have to recenter after every other play. Every timeout, I will stop and recenter and make sure my communication lines are open. Make sure they have he got to run a good look, so he's gonna be on top of everything. He's good at drawing fouls, so his best bet is to get to the line. That's the main man I would have going to the line tomorrow, because he get a return on everything he's doing. It's a good day for him to dunk, so he can go crazy on the dunking tomorrow, and it'll have a positive effect on his career later. So he gonna feel a lot better after being tired. He can do light exercise early, but I wouldn't do too much stuff. Uh, I wouldn't have any kind of sugar, any junk before this game. I would stay focused. Uh, it's, he can do light exercise early. He has good health and good physical. But tomorrow, if he does great, this will be a game that he'll remember. So he has to stay focused and just try to work with his teammates and learn how to be patient, flexible, and adaptable. He has to work with his team in order to be a real team leader, if that's what he wants to be. Let's see. With Burkmeyer, White, Baker, and Reddish, they are definitely good for fouling tomorrow. They do great playing tomorrow. I would definitely put them in my lineup. They're lucky from 1 to 130. What I can say is they got a great day ahead. So they good. They actually do way above expectations. So I would definitely keep them in my lineup, Coach K. And that's Buckmeyer, White, Baker, and Reddish, just in case you didn't hear me. Let's see. They're tired, but they're very creative. So I wouldn't have them shooting threes. I'd keep them close to the rim or inside the arc. I wouldn't have them outside the arc shooting. That won't be what you want to do. Not for this game. They get what they want on all fronts. So I would definitely send them to the line. I would have them drawing fouls on everybody on the opposing team. I don't want them to get lazy tomorrow and then not paying attention. They're good on assist as well. So I will put them as an assist. They're definitely good on assist tomorrow. And I would have them finishing plays as well, but I would keep it close to the rim. They get what they want on all fronts. They just got to intensify their effort. They might find that they're not progressing the way they want to. That's why they have to intensify efforts. So that would definitely help them. They're in a light mood, but they're going to have to lock in. This is a serious game, so it would definitely be important for them to lock in tomorrow. So they're good with their health. They just have to stay isolated. You don't want them, losing their cool necessarily, because people are trying to use them to draw fouls on. So you're going to definitely have to watch your back when you're on that court, because they will use you as to their advantage to draw fouls, and then you'll lose your cool. So learn patience and make sure you just stay isolated. And this group definitely don't reach. Okay. So Robinson, let's see. So sapphire blue is his lucky color. 11:30 to 12:30 is very lucky for him. My time and his time. So you can use these times interchangeably, because they're lucky. If we're communicating, are you watching this video? Use this video as your lucky time. Just as a disclaimer to let you guys know. I'm sorry, guys. What I do want to say about that is you guys have to focus on important matters. Yeah, so Robin said focus on important matters and get stuff out the way. You're good at tackling stuff in an organized manner tomorrow. So you have a little erratic behavior. I wouldn't quite put you out there yet. I would probably use you last if that's what we needed, or as a fallback. You're good, but most likely we'll have to put you in. There might be some sort of injuries later on. So you'll definitely get a job offer tomorrow, so you might have to play. But I want you to figure out your options, and then think about the home, stay at home, stay near the court. I wouldn't drift off, and I wouldn't pass the ball in transition, because you're an easy turnover tomorrow. And you shooting is not so well, so your focus will be off. And then there's a potential that you might have a problem with your eyes, or somebody might hit you in the eye, so you need to be careful. So you trying to shoot deep, not good. That's the problem. They're going to get you and try to rush you and make you want to shoot deep. Don't. Just go in for the drive or draw a foul. So don't give into temptation, because everybody gonna pump your head up tomorrow thinking you can do this big thing, and it's gonna turn out bad. So this is where you need to get organized and get serious. It's not gonna really turn out the way you want to. So don't waste your time or energy on that. Just focus on making the plays, because it's more important to get points than popularity. You understand what I'm saying? So quality over quantity. Make sure you take your time to shoot and do it right, because what's the point of you even going to play, you know? Let's see. Krankovich. So pink is your lucky color, and 3 to 5 is very beneficial. So I would actually, during this game, I would actually put you out. But there's a potential that you might get bruises or get hurt tomorrow. You'll be very active in health, which is really good. It's important for you to have a healthy diet tomorrow, because you're going to have some sort of setback tomorrow, and you just want to make sure, as far as reaching, you're going to be a foul trouble potential. So you need to be very careful. It's not really good to have any anxiety about passing the ball, but just keep it isolated. I want you to learn how to practice to channel that anxiety, learn how to breathe, focus, shoot. Take your time with stuff, and just be disciplined in everything you do. Your shots have to be really strict tomorrow. So your judgment is compromised. So I don't want you necessarily on the opposition. I just want you to provide security or precautions for the rest of them. So that will probably be like setting screens, providing assists, keeping a lockout when you guys lock the arc out when they're playing on the court. So no schemes. So I wouldn't try drawing fouls on people tomorrow, because it'll actually turn around against you. You know what I'm saying? You'll probably get into get some offensive fouls definitely tomorrow. You have that on your chart. So just make sure you work hard at your job. It's gonna be hard to balance work and play. So you're just gonna have to figure that out. You'll earn a claim for being creative. Just find creative ways to win and to score, okay? Make sure you communicate with the rest of the team. Just pay attention to details of what you're doing, how you're shooting. Don't rush the shot. I will breathe, focus, shoot. Look where you're shooting. Take your time and just do it right. Just make sure you're absolutely isolated when you're making these plays, because you have a potential of getting hurt. And we don't want any bruising, any hurt, because we'll have to replace you. So take your time doing that. Let's see who else we have. Coach K, you're the leader of the team, so I saved you for last. What I wanted to say is, this is a very good time for you. Green is your lucky color, so what I would do is have you making plays where they're drawing fouls on the whole team, Michigan. You're great, so you'll be leading tomorrow. My chart actually sucks, so I'll be backing you up. Unexpected good news tomorrow, and you'll be in an upbeat mood. I want to let you know now, the game, as far as the score, the leads are going to change a lot. That's nothing to be worried about. Just deal with the tricky situation, and we'll work closely together. I'll definitely be there. Just, people who hindered your progress, just be forgiven and thank them and keep it moving. You'll earn a lot of praise and bonuses for this. It's okay to take risks tomorrow, so I'll definitely have them charging. I will definitely have them drawing the foul. What I would say is you guys can definitely do some intense work tomorrow. We can move, but I wouldn't move fast. I would keep it, slow to medium. I wouldn't go fast. Nothing fast tomorrow. And we have to take precautions on every play. So create wide screens for these players. Make sure you modify the plays to where everybody's covered. I gave you a little insight to each player, so make it accommodating to each player. Like, the ones who aren't going to do so well, we already know those are Goldwire, Barrett, and O'Connell. And then you want to make it easy, make easy plays where they can be accommodated. And then we know Bowden and Delara, they get in excessive foul trouble tomorrow, so it's hard to balance. So keep them at low minimum jobs. You know what I'm saying? The high ranking jobs I would probably give to Buckmeyer, White, Baker, Reddish, Zion, and Jones and Besser. Those are the ones I would have cover all the real jobs as well, because those are our high scores for tomorrow. Now, Coach K, I'm going to give you the opposition and what we can do for to oppose the opposition. So, like I said, Coach Izzo, he's going to definitely take risks, and they're definitely going to shoot really well. His high scorers are Winston, Adherns, Brown, and Holberg. What I would say is those are the ones that maybe we should put Burkmeyer, White, Baker, and Reddish on, because those are our potentials to offset any kind of high scoring they'll do. Because if we keep them on them, that way we can reduce the points that they get. Let's see. They do great. Let's see. Winston, Adherns, Brown, and Holberg are going to do great on assists, so I would catch them in transition. They're actually great shooters tomorrow. So what I'll do is just never leave them open. I wouldn't leave them open for anything, because you're asking for an easy bucket for them. I would definitely keep pressure on them. They're actually lucky too, so you got to be careful. Don't put anybody like who I mentioned, Bolden, DeLauer, Goldward, Barrett, O'Connell, all those people, or Robinson, or Krankovic. Don't put that group on them. The rest of them, you can. Those are easy matchups. So find out who the starting five are, and I wouldn't definitely leave Winston, Adherns, Brown, and Holberg. They're easy. We can draw fouls on these people, so those are the ones I would use in order to draw on those. Let's see. Make sure what you want to do for that group is you want to force the shot. If you force the shot and get the rebound, that's an easy turnover. So that's what we'll do for that group. Let's see who else we got. Keither, Lawyer, and Burnham. Those are a group that we definitely have to watch tomorrow. There's a you want to keep somebody on them. They'll be great on assists. So we got to find a way to keep them. We can't keep them isolated. We can't leave them open tomorrow. Definitely, they're going to try to be clever with you guys, try to draw fouls on you guys. So what you want to do is not keep them open. You want to make sure that they do not drive to the basket. You want to lock them out immediately. Have them where they force them to shoot. So that way it's a 50-50 chance of us recovering the ball. Because if they go to the hole, that's buckets for them. So we have to definitely cover our ass with those people. Let's see. Ward, Henry, and Goings, they do actually do good